Hello Wargamers, it's me Callum from TableTopBanter, and today we have another video for you. Now, it's a slightly different one today. I don't normally plug sales stuff, but I just wanted to introduce you to this new idea I've had. Now, for those of you who have been watching the channel for a while, you know I love to paint. It's one of my favourite things about the hobby. I get real enjoyment out of it. And the other thing I don't like is grey miniatures. So I don't like playing against them. I'm not a huge fan of seeing them on the tabletop. I think if you can, you should have a fully painted army. Now the quality of that paint job does not matter to me. It's the effort that you've gone through, or just I want it to look good on the table, basically. Now, part of that made me want to become sort of a commission painter. Now, as I mentioned, as I have mentioned in the past, I've never really classed myself as one because I don't earn a living off of it. So I'm not really a commission painter. I would happily paint for someone for a small amount of money, but again, I wouldn't really consider myself a full commission painter. So what this video is about is a new kind of store. So on the Tabletop Banter blog, I've recently done a little bit of work. I've set up a like a shopping element of it, and what I would like to sell to anyone who fancies it is a ready to paint. So it's already been built, it's already been primed, there's work on the base, a ready to paint unit. And there'll be different units depending on the week. So basically I go through eBay, Bartertown, try and get hold of these miniatures that are poorly painted. I strip them down, I give them a good scrub up, repose, rebase, respray, and then I'll take a picture and stick it up on the store. Now, the likelihood is that this will happen every one or 2 weeks, that the store will be refreshed. There is only one of each item for sale because I'm only a small man. Well, I'm not a small man, but I have a small operation, if you like. Now, there's 2 things on there at the moment, and they're 2 things that I'm never going to paint for myself. But the big idea is there are some ready-to-paint miniatures for sale. You know, these ones, they wouldn't have had a loved home, so I've given that opportunity for them to be painted. But there is a second part to this. You can choose to buy the product with a commission. So the idea being you pay for the product and you email me a colour scheme and I'll paint it to a tabletop standard. So that's likely to be base coat, wash and a highlight, whether that highlight is dry brushed, edge highlighted, etc, etc. It's done to a tabletop standard. The idea being I can get through it so that it won't take me 3 years to paint all the minis that people want to have, but at the same time it looks good on the table, because that's really what I strive for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut across to a camera that's facing this way and show you what I mean by ready to paint. So here we have a unit of 10 cultists. These are the Autogun Contests, and these are currently on the Tabletop Banter store. And the idea is that simple. I've gone through the effort of stripping them down, respraying them, putting some sand on their bases, reposing a couple of them. Did a bit of work to this guy here because he obviously didn't have an autogun. And then I've just got them ready for you, essentially, ready to be painted. Now, this obviously took a bit of my time, so I mean, I think the money I'm asking for is cheaper than retail, for example, because heck, they are second-hand miniatures. They've been built for you. Now, I know a lot of commission studios charge a lot of money for things to be built and primed, etc., on top of painting them. Whereas this is kind of the mainstay of this idea. I want these kind of things to be sold. Now, what I'm going to go across to now is a screen of the Tabletop Banter store. So you can see here on the blog, which I'm really trying to push out some more stuff on, a Tabletop Banter store page. Now, we're on it right now. At the moment, there is only the Warhammer 40k category, and under that category there are 2, there's one subcategory which is Chaos Space Marines. That's because that's what I have at the moment. Like I said, this will be replenished weekly or bi-weekly, most likely, depending on exams and other personal life things. But I'm hoping to make it a regular thing, that there's new exciting stuff on there all the time. Now you can see these are the 2 things I have. So we have a Chaos Lord, and you can see Chaos Lord number 1, primed and ready to paint, is £6. So that's how much I just want for the figure on its own, and I'll ship it off to you. To the right hand side of that, we see Chaos Lord number 1, primed and ready to paint, plus commission. Now the idea of this is you pay £9.30 and I paint the model and send it to you. So you get the painted model. Now this works out as cheaper than a Chaos Lord model from Games Workshop, unbuilt, unprimed, unpainted. Like I said, the reason being I've taken a second-hand mini, I've scrubbed it up and I've primed him ready to go. So you can take him and paint him for yourself, because I really do encourage people to paint their own miniatures if they want to. But at the same time, I love to paint, and if you don't, I'll happily paint your miniatures. And I'm not looking for lots of money. £3.30 is about 30% of the recommended retail price. The prices are going to range from 30 to 40% depending on difficulty of painting and such. To put that into perspective, a regular commission studio tends to charge double what you paid for the mini on Games Workshop. So it's a really cheap tabletop standard paint service so that you don't have to play with grey minis. The other thing in the store at the moment whilst I'm here is of course the Chaos Cultists primed and ready to paint, or plus commission. So there's that option of having me paint the 10 cultists for you, so you don't have to slave away and do that yourself. So obviously with the commission stuff I would want some email correspondence of literally what kind of colour scheme do you want, and that's about it really. And then I'll crack on and send you updates as and when they happen. But like I said, the main reason is I don't like seeing grey minis on the table. This is part of my sort of eradicate the grey minis sort of stuff. I'm really happy to paint minis. I love doing it. I find it really fun. Turnaround time for miniatures will depend on how many orders I have, obviously, and how many things I'm expecting to paint. Of course, I will let you know in an email once we have started corresponding. But just please, if you are interested in this kind of thing, go and check it out. What I will do is leave a link in the description below to the Tabletop Banter blog, in particular the store element of this. Like I said, there is one of each listing, and should multiple orders be placed, it will be a first come, first serve sort of thing. So I'm not expecting multiple orders to be placed, it has to be said. This is just to get this out there for you to see if you're interested. So what I'd like to say, of course, is thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate every view, every subscription, every like, and I really do hope that this captures your interest, not only in buying the stuff I have to sell, but also in painting your minis. And hopefully with this service, it'll encourage a bit more painting, a little less grey, and a lot more fun. So with that, I'd like to say thank you ever so much for watching. If you could, please share this video around. I would love this to reach the outer echelons of the wargaming community, and hopefully that will inspire some people to do a similar thing. I guess we'll never know until it happens. So thank you very much. It's been me, Callum from Tabletop Banter. Don't forget, have fun.